Okay, video time at 2 a.m. Time for the haul of the day. Oh my gosh, we went everywhere. We got the 4 o'clock ferry after waiting for probably an hour and a half. People going home already from 4th of July weekend, and it's only Saturday, so I don't know what that was all about, honestly. But we got across and got a bunch of stuff done. First things first, we went and visited our old place and dumped a whole bunch of garbage where it belongs. Enough said. Okay, we got that done. And then KFC, people, KFC, they have new deals. You can actually get a meal for $8.99. Thank you for the ad, KFC, right? You're welcome. And for Will and I split, what was it, a 7-piece, 2 huge sides, and 4 biscuits for $20.99. Awesome deal. And Colin got a chicken tenders, chicken strips meal. I don't know. And aside, anyway, I'm rambling on about KFC for the love of God. It was good. Check it out. Normally can't afford it because their prices have skyrocketed for some stupid reason. But I guess they realized that people aren't paying that money and it's coming down in price. So hallelujah. Because who doesn't love KFC, right? Speaking of which, Will and I just polished off some leftovers. Yes, it's 2 a.m. But hey, that's what it was. So what did we do today? Once we got over there, we did our trash, we did KFC. Oh my God, we went so many places. We went to the dollar store, still on the hunt for the little dehydrator things because it's just good to have in here and also in the van for any kind of condensation, which could be a thing. What did we end up getting though? Didn't find them. We've only been to like $4 stores multiple times. So when we do find them, I grab a whole bunch. But for right now, we're good. Do need to get them soon though. Ended up getting some new bins for washing dishes. Got some, big purchase. Got a smaller bin that is probably half size of a litter box. So we can take that when we travel with the kitties. And right now we've been taking them in the big crate and it's been okay, but you know, they're not fans. And they usually don't eat or use the litter box when we're traveling anyway. So, but it's still good to have with. Speaking of the animals, check this out. There's one hiding in there. And then here's another one. She's all crashed out. And Mr. B is in his spot under the table over there in the corner. And I actually just turned on our fireplace. Haha. Turned on our little buddy heater to warm it up in here a little bit before we crash. Yes, Costco stuff that I will break down into smaller containers and then take the rest out of here. Oh, let's see. What else did we do? What else? We went after the dollar store. We went to Costco. Colin needed some allergy medicine. He's been miserable. Will has been kind of miserable. And we went up to the country store up in Elk Harbor last week. And the lady working saw Colin sneezing and feeling like crud. And so she said, go get this stuff at Costco. So we got to Costco and Colin, being Colin, of course, analyzed everything and ended up just getting the Costco allergy stuff. So Will got the Allergena, which he has used many times before and used to be called Delicis. But it works. You can look that up. Allergena, they take pollen and allergens from the area you live in and mix it with alcohol, I think, just so that it is put into your system quicker and you put it under your tongue and that's what's what. Then we went to Home Depot. Oh, we got ice mochas, highlight of the day. Not really, but it was a thing. Then we went to Home Depot right across from Costco. And we went in there to look for sheds or look at tool sheds because we're still trying to get that. And talked to a guy who was probably 80 years old, maybe. I don't know, but he was an older guy and he walked us through the store. And normally, you know, that's awesome and everything because that's good service. But we had some things that we were specifically going in there for. And we already did our shed homework. So we were just like, what aisle are your sheds on? And he said, well, let me walk with you. So he did. And he took us there and talked to us about sheds. And then he said, well, we have tough sheds. They're in the parking lot. Let me walk with you. So we went with him into the parking lot and talked to him and whatever. Oh, made it, that was funny. Made him feel like he had good customers for the day, which was kind of nice. But that kind of wrapped up our trip to Home Depot. Oh, we also saw a small fridge in there and we were talking to another guy about wattage and all that good stuff. So that was helpful. And then after Home Depot, what did we do? Went to Big Five, which is also right there across the street. I saw that they were having a sale on a shower tent. And I thought, man, you know, we'll just swing in and see if their sale is still going. And she got it for us as $29.99. So that's awesome. And you know what? Showers are not hugely horrible at all. You know, people think, oh my God, we're going off grid. Holy crap, it's going to be horrible. It's not. It's not horrible. You know, a shower is a shower. Going to the bathroom is going to the bathroom. It just is what it is. And it's just like we're living anywhere else. You just adjust and adapt. And it's a new routine. And it's really not a huge deal. So there's my little spiel on living off grid so far. Got our thing at Big Five. Then we hit Walmart and went in and got new jeans for Will, who was in the 4Runner with pets, because people are dropping pounds from clearing our property versus sitting on our asses after sitting on our asses in the 4Runner, running around, showing homes. Then you go home and you park it again and do it the next day. So now we're over here, we're busting our butts, we're clearing things, we're weed whacking, we're doing all kinds of stuff. And that's what's what. He had his doctor's appointment and they're like, oh my God, you lost like 10 pounds. And I was concerned. I'm like, okay, when you start losing weight like that and you're not trying, you must be dying, right? Well, then it occurred to me that, oh my God, we're actually doing physical activity. Amazing how that happens. I guess maybe too, we haven't had fast food like we did all the time on the other side. So, you know, I guess, wow, it's starting to get hot in here. guess that is a thing too. Let's see. What else did I get? Let me look at my pile. Got a curtain. We got a freaking curtain. We'll put it up tomorrow, but it's going to be amazing. And look at this. Look at this. That is what there's the new curtain. How exciting. That's what little Miss T has done to the curtain slash reflector. And she better not do that to the new curtain. Please don't do that. And there I am again. So Walmart, what did we get? We got the curtain. We got a rug. Oh my God. We got a rug. Here's the rug. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, super exciting. And we put this down because this is what we were using so that the animals would not have cold feet. And there's the nice rug. Best part, people. How much do we spend on that? $20. $20. And it's awesome. And it's soft and cushy and not cold hardwood floor. So that was awesome. That was like a big deal. Colin got some Velcro because he is converting the van and he's using that to make curtains for his windows. What else did we get there? We spent a lot of time at Walmart. Oh, I know what we did. Colin and I spent probably 30 minutes standing there next to countertop convection ovens and then refrigerators, calculating wattage and kilowatt hours and what we would require generator wise and solar block wise, and ended up getting nothing, which is good, I guess. So when we just were sitting down here, Will and I were having our KFC, and I just started making notes here about this is what is required, this is what we want to run, this is what we need for lighting and for recharging all of our small stuff, and what we're going to need for kitchen, what's going to need to be dedicated for a refrigerator, what do we need for a stove, what is the wattage that they all take. So it's a different mindset trying to calculate that all out. But it's also kind of a fun puzzle to be solving, figuring out, and it'll all change. I mean, I was just saying that I was on a Facebook group, I'm still on it, and I was telling them that, you know, you can't really afford to be out here making mistakes that when you're spending a lot of money on a solar power bank and you end up getting the wrong one, you haven't calculated what you need, and this guy's like, oh, that's part of the fun. Well, no, it's really not. It's not part of the fun. So we're going to sit down. I started making notes like, what do we need that needs a dedicated power block? What is going to need to be plugged into a generator? How are we going to, we're still trying to figure it out even before we get the bigger block, but what's going to charge what? What's the most efficient way? What are we going to do when we're driving in the van? Well, Colin has the van. Maybe that'll be charging. Well, okay. See, there's all these tangents of stuff. They got a nice new solar panel to put on top of the van, which will charge the 1,000-watt power block that Colin uses. And then, I don't even know. Totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, point is, it's all a puzzle. We'll lay out exactly what we need, what's required, and get what we need to get, and hope for the best. And the goal is get our other building in here, get a kitchen set up in there, and it's all good. It's all good. Cool stuff happening when the new building comes in, because it'll come in blank. They'll come in and they'll build it, and that'll be it. And we will have to do flooring and insulation and just create the home inside, and that's cool. And we're still working on this one, and I think it probably is always going to be a work in progress. So fun stuff. It's getting hot in here. I actually have a sweatshirt on and it's coming off, and it probably went from 55 degrees to, where did I put it? I hate saying that. Where did I put it? Starting to find things where they need to be instead of having to ask myself. It is now 70 degrees in here. Perfect. Time to turn off the fireplace. There we go. Shout out to Little Buddy Heaters. Shout out to propane, Coleman Propane. There's the evidence right there. All right. Nighty night.